So now we use this. We attack here. I guess I could have won. Alright, that's fine. Hey everyone, before we begin the video, I just want to quickly announce a giveaway that I'm currently running. This is because we hit my goal of 1K subs before the end of July. I have a video on how to enter, and so I'll post the link to that video both in the description below, as well as tag it at the end of this video. And so I'm giving away the Luffy Will Be King Dawn set, my NBA collab cards, and more prizing. And so make sure to check it out. You have until August 16th at 11:59 p.m. EST to enter. And so don't miss out on this giveaway. It's going to be a lot of fun, and there's going to be a lot of cool stuff for you. And so, yeah, thanks for watching. Back to the video. Hey, what is up everyone? It's Adakai TCG here, and I'm coming at you with a deck profile video. Today we're going to be going over Starter 14 Luffy that's releasing this week. And yeah, I'm really excited for this leader. As you guys know, I have a soft spot for the color black and for Luffy leaders, and so this is perfect. The Starter 8 Luffy is actually still one of my favorite leaders, and so I was really excited to give this leader a try. I didn't think he would be as competitive, but given that we have the bans now for RP Law and Lucci's Ennis Lobby, it's the Wild Wild West out there now, and so I do want to try to cook this deck actually. And so the version you see here is the OP07 version, which runs primarily the Dressrosa package along with the Straw Hat package. But I think in 08, with the release of the 7-cost Jack, you can actually run a very heavy Navy package, especially once you get the new Smoker deck starter deck from Smoker. There's a Hina in there that's really, really good, which she allows you to put one of your cards from your trash into the bottom of your deck, and then give your leader Arrested Dawn, meeting Luffy's leader ability for essentially free for an activate main. And so really good cards. I think I'm going to try to run a Navy version in the future, so I'll definitely do a future video on that, even before 08 releases. But for now, this is the 07 version. Japan was using the East was using the Dressrosa package, and so I do think that's kind of like the strongest package you can pair with this deck currently, just because, yeah, you're trying to do a lot of things with the deck, right? So you're introduced to this new black mechanic where you're increasing the cost of your characters, and so when you try to combine that with an increasing your cost of characters while decreasing the cost of your opponent's characters, and then KO on top of that, it's just too many cards that you need to make that fully work with good synergy. And so what the Dressrosa package allows us to do is it still gives us a good amount of like card draw, card removal, card cost reduction, but it gives us the 7-drop Luffy, which is high aggro, double attacking threat that can attack active characters. And so we're able to remove and then attack active characters. And so it's kind of like a good balance and merge for the current 07 meta. And so, yeah, I'm just pretty excited to see what this leader can do. I do think with the it will be much better in 08 because, you know, things like I think some of the big threats are going to be like Dofi, who typically is trying to remove based off of like gravity blades and whatnot. And so being able to increase the cost of your characters makes it so your characters are sitting at a higher threshold, making it unable to be bottom decked in certain cases. And so, yeah, I'm really excited for this leader. Let's go through the deck. I iterated one of the decks that I found on One Piece Top Deck. We'll go through the deck list, and then we will also play some games. And so let's see how it goes. But yeah, first things first, let's go over the leader. And so Starter 14 Luffy is a 5k power, mono black leader with 5 life. And he has Don ×1, give all your characters 1 cost. If you control an 8 cost or higher character, this character gains 1000 power. And so, right at the bat, we have this new mechanic. We're giving our characters cost. And you'll notice that it's not only on your turn or your opponent's turn. As long as you have that 8 cost character in a Don under this Luffy, he's sitting at 6k power, and so he gets that Whitebeard effect, and so towards the end of the game, and that does matter, right? Because swinging into 6 skews the math and the Don distribution, and so I do like that about him, and so that's kind of one of the reasons why I want to try to cook with this deck, because a 6k leader, very, very strong. So let's go through the deck. We have 4 copies of 3-drop Brook. He's a 3 cost 4k power with 1k counter, and he's the one that on play and when attacking, you can give up to your opponent's -1 cost for the turn, then KO one of your opponent's characters with the cost of 0. He's a good early play, and even in the late game, as you can stack your cost reductions, he can start removing a much higher body in combination with some of the other cards we're going to be going through. And so, very good staple card. I think you run it at a 4 of. And then we're running 3 copies of the 4-drop Kuzan. So he is a 4 cost 5k power. And on play, you draw 1 card. And then when attacking, you can give up to one of your opponent's characters -4 cost during this turn. Yet another strong effect. He replaces itself. You're forcing your opponent to deal with it. And yeah, it's just a cost reduction on attack. And so I think this is a staple black card. Whenever I can fit him in, I try to add him to the deck. Another option you can do is Laboon if you want to run less bricks. But I do think the card draw is just so good because you're thinning out your deck and being able to see your pieces more. We have 4 copies of the 1-drop Zero. This is a 2k counter that on play give your opponent's characters -2 cost. Again, I love running 2Ks that are both 2k counters and a utility card in some sort, so just in case you need to push for further cost reduction, you do have that option. 4 copies of the 5-drop Sabo. He's the 5 cost 6k power with 1k counter, blocker, and on play, your opponent's characters cannot your characters cannot be KO'd by your opponent's effects until the start of your next turn. And then you draw 2 trash too, which is cycle, filling your trash, which is going to be important in this deck. And he's also searchable in this deck because we are running a Dressrosa Searcher. And so 4 copies is great. We are running 4 copies of the 3 cost 3k Bartolomeo. He's a 2k counter, but he's also a blocker. And so with the with RP Law getting banned, this card gets even more value because it can't just be arbitrarily bottom decked. And with your leader's effect, he's sitting at a 4 cost, which is quite annoying to deal with as well. And so, yeah, just pushing the cost higher makes it a little bit stronger into black as well. And so we are running that at 4 of. Again, he's searchable by Rebecca. We're running 3 copies of the 7 cost Monkey D. Luffy. He's the Dressrosa one. And he can attack your active character. He can attack your opponent's active characters, which is great. So you're able to remove some key pieces off your opponent's board. Plus, this character is one that can attack twice. To activate main once per turn, you can return 7 cards from your trash to the bottom of your deck in any order and set this character as active. However, during your next refresh phase, this character cannot be set as active. Will not be set as active. And so, if you want to set him as active again during your next refresh phase, you have to wait to your main phase and then send another 7 cards to the bottom and then activate him again that way. And so, otherwise, he's staying rested. The cool thing about this character is that once he's on the board and you give your leader just 1 Dawn, you meet that threshold for the 8 cost, so it bumps your leader up to that 6k power stat line. And so, very good combination, and this is kind of what we're playing this deck around as our finisher, and it's very reliable. We are running just 2 copies of the Rebecca Searcher, where you're looking at the top 3 cards, reveal 1 Dressrosa type card other than Rebecca, and add it to your hand, trash the remaining cards. So this is primarily to fish out our 2Ks, our Sabo, or the Monkey D. Luffy. And so just running it at 2 of, because space is quite limited in this deck, but I think that's okay because we're drawing and cycling through our deck quite a bit regardless of that. And so you'll see that in the future events that we run. But again, running 4 copies of the One-Legged Soldier. I really like this card. I liked it in black, even in non-dress roasted packages, just because it's like a more reliable Tashigi. And so you just play it out, and then you can send it to the trash, and then give up to one of your opponent's characters -3 cost. And it is a 2K counter, meaning it's very defensive. Great utility card, running at the 4 of, can be searched by Rebecca. We are running 1 copy of MAYYYY. If you guys aren't familiar with this card, or it's been a while, it's a 1 cost 0K power, but you can activate main, you rest 1 Dawn, rest this character, and return 2 cards from your trash to the bottom of your deck in any order. Then return 1 3 to 5 cost black character from your trash to your hand. And so, again, that's like your Brook, Kuzan, Sabo, Bartolomeo, your Rebecca's, your Sanji, and so it's like most of this deck that you can return back to your hand. And so really good 1 of utility card to kind of fish out a piece that you need back from the trash into your hand. And so, and then it kind of acts as a pseudo blocker because your opponent will probably want to get rid of it, or else you're just adding 1 card every single turn to your hand. We are running 2 copies of Rebecca. Really strong card still. You can still run it with the Rebecca and the Brook combo here. Rebecca into grabbing one of your other cards and playing out, a Searcher or something of that nature. And so it's still a very good card, very good value. You can use to grab back your 2Ks. And so, yeah, we're running out of 2 of though. And then we're running 4 copies of the new 5 cost 6K Sanji. So if you guys aren't familiar with this card, on play, if you have a 6 cost character or greater, you can KO one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 5 or lower. And so on your 6 Dawn turn, you can give 1 Dawn to Luffy, increasing the cost of all your characters. When you play out Sanji with the remaining 5 Dawn, you're basically KOing any 5 costs, anything that they summoned in the previous turn, as long as it's KOable, because Sanji now meets his own condition as the 6 cost character. It's a really good card. He's a 5 cost 6K body, meaning he's a solid stat line, a little bit harder to remove. And yeah, we're running it a 4 of because it's one of the top removals that this deck can run. We are running 4 copies of Nico Robin, yet another staple in this deck. So on play, when attacking, if you have an 8 cost character or above, give one of your opponent's characters -5 cost during this turn. So it is a 6 cost, but the cool thing is we are running the stage, which will give all of our black Straw Hat type characters +1 cost, meaning that if we have stage out, put 1 Dawn under Luffy, Robin can meet her own condition because she is the 8 cost, meaning that you can give something -5 cost on play when you play her. And so very strong card, 6K, 7K, 6 cost 7K stat line is also quite good. She does have a counter on her, so she's not dead in hand either. And so it's both on play and when attacking. And so this is just a more reliable, sturdy Kuzan, right? Because you get both the cost reduction on play and when attacking. We are running 3 copies of Ice Age, which I chose to minimize some of the events that I'm running here just to add this in, because I do think it's really value when you, for the earlier games, if you want to pop some characters with Brook, as well as a late game, right? If you have this in hand, you can drop an Ice Age, and then Sanji's KOing any character on the board because it'll KO up to a 10 cost. So I'm running at a 3 of. I might drop it down to 2, but this is kind of what I'm initially testing. We are running 2 copies of the new 2 cost event from the starter deck. So this gives your leader or one of your characters 3,000 power for the turn. Then, if you have 8 cost or greater character, play KO up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 2 or less. And so this is a great combination just to get rid of like chump blockers and then pump up your Monkey D. Luffy character or even your leader. to swing into it, so you're not really losing the value of the power that you can attach for Dawn. And so, yeah, I like it because there's that, and plus the trigger is also great. If you have an 8 cost or greater character, KO one of your opponent's characters with the cost of 5 or lower. And so, very good trigger, very easy to hit that 8 cost character condition because of Luffy's leader ability. And yeah, running that at a 2 of. I'm running 2 copies of I Have My Crew. It's a draw 1, and then after this, give up to one of your characters plus 3 cost until the end of your opponent's next turn. Really good to kind of pump up some of your 4 cost bodies to be an 8 cost condition to meet with your Luffy leader ability. And so there's that, and plus it just lets us cycle 1 card in hand, right? And so you can simultaneously, for 1 Dawn, pretty much pump your leader up to 6k power, which gives you that defense, and it thins out your deck, which is always valuable. Then we're running 4 copies of the stage. This is the 1000 Sunny. Your black characters with the Straw Hat type have +1 cost. Plus, on play, if your leader has a Straw Hat crew type, draw 1 card, meaning it replaces itself. And so we're able to really see the pieces we want because we're constantly drawing. We get a draw from Kuzan, Sabo, Rebecca, and then we get the draws from both the I Have My Crew and 1000 Sunny. And so we're really cycling through our deck, finding the pieces that we want, filling our trash as well. And so, yeah, that's kind of the deck list. And so let me, if you guys have any questions, let me know. But let's just get into some gameplay. Alright, so our first game is up against a red-green Law. I will choose to go second because this deck really does like to go second. It will keep his hands. We have the 3-drop Brook, which I think will be very important during this match, as well as the Sanji. So let's do a search here. Okay, so there's nothing I can take from these first 3, but that's okay. We're filling up our trash, which is never a bad thing in this deck. So we do have 2 sources of removal for the next 2 turns. I'll take the first hit. Okay, so we will... I'm going to keep this in hand, actually, so I won't trigger it just right now. Because I do want to just draw a card with it and sit at 6k a little bit earlier on if he plays a little bit aggro. Cool. So we will choose to remove that Bonnie. And then I'm just gonna go 6 here. Attack. We'll pass over. Alright, so he reduced it. He is able to leader ability now. So he's going to attack 5. I will choose to counter out of this one because he's going to be swinging with his leader next for 7, which I will take that one. That's fine. So we're going to attach 1 here. I will play up the Sanji. We will swing into their Zoro. That's okay. So we will swing into their Dagura and KO their Nami. He plays with the Cavendish. That's fine. We still do have another Brook, and we can run those combos. Here, I actually think I'm going to counter, so he's forced to swing into it again. Yeah. And then now he's going to swing into my leader. And I don't want to go too low, so I will counter out of this one. Perfect. So now we do have some options here. I do want to get rid of the Cavendish, so let's see. I am short 1 Dawn. I guess we can drop 2, 3, 3. That kind of feels bad though. So we'll just clear their board for now. I think that's an okay plan. I'll give this up like that. We'll deploy KO. We'll go 3. Or do I just play out another Brook? No, we'll play it a little bit slower. I'll keep that in hand just in case. And then we'll swing into their leader. And then we'll say pass. I really would like to see the stage, making Nico Robin an active 8 cost, but that's okay. Oh, so he did drop the Zoro. And he's swinging into Sanji. I will counter out of that. And if he swings in again, let's see, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna be at. We will choose the counter. Can we just win here? Let's test the waters. Nine. I guess he could have a rush too. No, I think we have to go for game here. 9. All right, that was the right call. Yep, so that's the first game. We will go on to the second one. All right, so the second game is against the Moria. I will choose to go second, and I will definitely keep his hands. This is a really good starting hand because we have both the stage and the Rebecca. And so first we'll drop the stage, and we will drop Rebecca. Rebecca will grab us nothing, but we are filling up our trash, which is always okay with me. Let's see what they summon here. They summon the Hogback. I will choose to take the first hit. So we do have a few options now. We could drop the Suru and then drop a Bro. No, it doesn't work. I think the best play line is just to drop that Kuzan. After I swing, we'll draw a card. We'll pass. This one I will choose to counter out of. We can always grab that back with Rebecca. And he drops the Kuzan of his own, which is perfectly fine. I think right here we're going to attach one to Luffy and drop the Sanji to KO the Kuzan, and then we will pass over to him. What's annoying for him now is that these guys are sitting at a much higher cost, meaning it'll be a little bit trickier for him to try to remove it. I will have to trash a card. We'll trash the stage, and we will counter out of that. This one I will take. Cool. So now we have a lot more options. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1. So I guess I can't drop both the Sabo and the Brook without. So what we will do then is, I could always do that as well. I'm trying to see what the best way to remove more than one is. I don't think there is a way though. Or maybe there is actually. So we'll attach one here. We'll swing 5 and then reduce the Perona. We will drop this guy and KO. Yeah, I think we just dropped the Rebecca here. And we'll grab back another Sanji. And we will play out the Brook and KO the. Yeah, this feels okay. Swing, swing. Great, so we have a full wide board for the opponent to try to deal with, all sitting at a relatively high cost. I do want to try my best to keep this Kuzan alive, as he's one of the main cost reductions, but now that we have stage, once you see Nico Robin, that too is just another really viable option for us to cost reduce. And so I think even if the Kuzan does end up dying here, we still gain our value from it. So let's see what he does. If he doesn't leader ability, he might drop the Moria. But that's okay, because even if he does drop the Moria and say he plays out the Kuzan again, I'm just going to get rid of it with my Sanji. So he's not leader ability. So we'll block the Rebecca, force him to have to swing with Borsellino if he does want to get rid of Kuzan. Great, so we will let Kuzan go. And he's dropping the Sabo. Okay. Honestly, not a bad play. Perfect, we get to just develop a Luffy now for free. And what we'll do is we'll attach one here. We're going to swing 7 then 8 into the Borsellino. And that's okay with me. We are still in a really good spot. I'll take that. So now the Moria comes out, Rebecca into a brand new. Okay, so let's see here. What's the best way to do this? Put one here. Can I get rid of this guy? Five cost lowers a 1, 2. Do that. Yeah, I think that's the play. So we go here, we cost reduce 1, say no 1. We'll tie here, cost reduce 1, say no 1. We will deploy, cost reduce here. No one's going to get KO'd. We'll deploy this guy, KO that. We're going to swing 6 here. swing 7 at life. Then we will swing 7 at his life again. Alright. I feel okay with that play. We got rid of Moses' board while keeping our board state very healthy. And I still have a 2K and 2 1Ks just in case. I will easily 1K counter out of that. Just playing another Rebecca. Into a brand new. To draw Sakazuki. He's playing a Sabo. Okay, so he has a lot of immunity now. But I do think we just start swinging here. And then maybe block her up after. It doesn't matter because we're not able to remove anything. We'll just get cards out of his hands. So 3 done. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, cool. Then I'll play out my blocker. We'll get rid of the non-counters. And then we'll say pass. Sure. We can get rid of that. Okay, so we don't have any KO ability, but I do think we just start swinging 7s here again. That's great, because now we use this, we attack here. I guess I could have won. Alright, that's fine. I could have won just by attacking with Sabo and then attacking twice. But anyway, he does concede. But yeah. Always look for the play lines. I don't know why I just didn't think I was looking with the Sabo. I was looking to play too defensively there, but yeah. So this is the game. This is the deck list. It does have its merits. It's quite annoying for a black deck to play against this leader, and it does have quite a few ways to cycle, draw, and find the pieces that you need. But yeah, give it a try. Let me know if you guys have any other tech that we can add to this deck. But yeah, with that being said, adakai TCG out.